Yes, what's up everyone? So in this video, I want to go over how I use the Wyckoff method in investing. For the guys that have been following me, you all know that I use Wyckoff in trading the FX market as well as the metals market on the daily and the hourly time frame. But I also use it to invest in assets for the longer term. Trading is just one thing I do. Most of the income I get, I put it straight back into trading or into my investment portfolio. And in this video, I want to talk about how I identify certain setups to invest in for the long run. So let's get started. All right, in front of you, you have the platinum chart, and I've talked about this many times before. Platinum has been accumulating for years. If I mark up the chart, got the selling climax over here, got the tests, the STB, and we got a clear, Jesus, my writing, clear spring over here. So I've been talking about this chart for a long time, and I've entered my long order around here. So I've been in it for quite a few months now. I have some decent profits. Usually when trading, I wait for a clean break and close above, so I would enter here. But with investing, I approach it a bit more aggressively, especially because this is such an obvious setup. And I also wanted to highlight one very important thing, which I think is one of the most important parts when trading the Wyckoff method, which is this move. This is very important, and look at this. It's the exact same thing. Now, why is that important? Because look at the retracements during the previous downtrend. They weren't as big, they weren't as aggressive, they were very small and just choppy. But all of a sudden, after this strong move to the downside, look at the retracement. This is a clear change of character, and this is very important with Wyckoff, with the Wyckoff method. So this is just a textbook accumulation. It would even be better if this swing high was above, of the swing low was above this line. That would be even better. But also the clear spring. Look at the violence of the move and immediately back into the range. Strong break and close above. Now I've been in this from around this area. Do I think you can still buy? Yes. We've just taken out the high of this supply zone. I'm expecting some chop, which has been there for the last few months. I'm not buying extra right now, but if I can see a dip back to this area, let me clean it up so it will be a bit clearer. So my areas of interest are this area and this area. If price gets back to here, I will be buying more, targeting basically pretty decent target. My data doesn't go back, but my target is way above here. So I'm in it for the long run. I entered it around 950, I believe. Yeah, around here. So it will be very decent gains. Now, I don't expect it to be to hit target in basically a few months or so. I'm in this for the long run, so talking years. But to me, this is a good investment. It's only a small part of my long-term portfolio. Most is in equities. But when I see opportunities with Wyckoff, with fundamentals, then I will invest in individual assets or individual names to increase my performance of my portfolio. So this is the first chart I wanted to talk about and how I use the Wyckoff method. Now, the silver chart you've already seen in the past video, but I quickly wanted to go over it because it's almost the exact same story. Let's open the picture again. What do we have here? Again, clean accumulation. I want to highlight it, but you got your selling climax, multiple tests in phase B, another one, clear spring, again, another violent one, breakdown, and immediately close above, break of structure, and off we go. So this is again a clear change of character over here, because look at the previous retracements, we're all choppy, but here a violent move to the upside, making new highs. So that's very important. And then we got the choppiness in phase B, which is always the case. And that's also very important. What I like about this is that this low over here doesn't get broken. So there will be a lot of liquidity below. And then we get the move to the downside and the move to the upside. Now, I have already invested in silver. Also a while back, I invested around this blue box, which is around 24s. We're now at 27, so decent profit. I invested basically before this happened. So if you look over here, you got a very nice supply zone and price has been stalling over there. So I'm in since around this area. I entered my buy order again for the long run, targeting this area. So it will be again a few years, but it will almost be, or it will be 100% gain. So it's a decent setup. Now, if price comes down, breaks these two equal lows at the blue line, and basically does a V move, just like happened here, two equal lows and a move above, strong close above, I will scale in some more buys. If this doesn't happen and we go down to the white line, which is the last bit of support, was the last bit of resistance before the breakout. If price gets down here, I will be entering another buy again. So I will be scaling in. And that's usually my approach in these long-term investments. If I see something and I'm very convinced from a fundamental level, but also from a technical perspective, then I will be buying at the first order will be just at market, because my target is so high, but I also will be looking to scale in at cheaper prices. So that's my approach to using Wyckoff in investing. Now, recently, I was following a guy on Twitter, which is a Dutch guy that works at the exchange here in Amsterdam, and he basically is talking about different projects, etc. He's on television. And I was following his Twitter, and all of a sudden I saw this chart. Now, fuck. What do we have here? Again, a clear accumulation range. Spring, taking out all liquidity below, break of structure, and off we go. Now, the area of interest to me is this. So I want to invest in this. I'm not really sure about how I'm going to do it, because this ETF that is tracking the price of uranium isn't available in the Netherlands. So I have to find another way to scale in a position in this instrument. But to me, it's a very nice setup. Again, clear Wyckoff, clear change of character over here, phase B, choppiness, clear spring. So yeah, I'm expecting this high to be taken, then a bit of a range forming and a retracement above this high of the demand zone. If that happens, I'm looking to scale in buys anywhere in this range. That will be one part of my position. The second part, I will be scaling in at this area, so around 17s. And if we come down to this area, around 13s, I will be buying some more. So that's how I want to approach this. And again, it's all the same method. Now I do line up fundamentals with investing, so I don't just invest in anything just because it looks good on the chart. I also want to see some fundamentals. It's the same with crypto. I've invested in a few projects with a small part of my portfolio, just for the reason because I believe in the project and the fundamentals look like these cryptos can actually make a difference. So that's my approach. I hope you guys learned a lot. And again, if you maybe have some tips about how I can invest in uranium in the Netherlands, please let me know. I think it's going to be buying a stock of a company that is involved in uranium, but I'm not really sure yet because of the costs involved. So I hope you guys learned a lot. And if you are interested in investing, try this approach. It's really, in my mind, a profitable approach. I use a split in my portfolio of 80 to 20, which means 20% of my capital goes into these opportunities. So the ones in silver, the one in platinum, and now this one. And I also have some other opportunities that I'm in. The rest of my portfolio is going in all the best stocks of the world for diversification purposes and lowering of risk. So please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and please subscribe to the channel. And then I speak to you guys in the next video. All right, take care.